MacGyver, I'm gonna make it. When will they learn? Right when you doubt me, move on without me. That is the moment that I return. Don't clock in, I don't count hours. I won't leave, won't hit the showers. Won't stop till I get my flowers. Yeah. Hate or doubt, don't know what's cuter. Count me out, you need a tutor. Won't shut down, I'm no computer. I'm a survivor, I'm like MacGyver. I'm gonna make it, when will they learn? I am the driver, I am a rider. Guess you can hate me, not my concern. I'm a survivor, I'm like MacGyver. I'm gonna make it, when will they learn? Right when you doubt me, move on without me. That is the moment that I return. A battle cry for the nights that really I could have died. Ayo, 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 every time that I ever broke down and I cried. Ayo, 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 to the people who try to make me run, make me hide. Ayo, 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 told me that they love me, but in the end they lied. Ayo, 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 I gotta push forward, I'm never hitting reverse. Ayo, 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 to the woman who left me, I've never seen her since birth. Ayo, to the people who told me I'm stupid and I was dumb. And to those who told me what I would never become. I'm a survivor, I'm like MacGyver. I'm gonna make it, when will they learn? I am the driver, I am a rider. Guess you can hate me, not my concern. I'm a survivor, I'm like MacGyver. I'm gonna make it, when will they learn? Right when you doubt me, move on without me. That is the moment that I return. Making paper like Michael, I'm feeling like a boss. Never took a break, not Rachel and Ross. They've been too biased, they can get cross. 815, now it's time to get lost. Henny in your system, a system like Dennis. Yes, I found a lane like my last name, Bennis. Going Bill 9, so they can deny. Yes, I've been cooking in a lab like a chemist. Hate it or love it, but I won't stop till the day that I reach the top. Oh yeah, a legend is what I'll be. I ain't going nowhere, so you can get to know me. I don't care what you have to say, everything is gonna be okay. Yo, if y'all ain't got nowhere to go, just sit back, enjoy the show. Just sit back, enjoy the show. Just sit back, enjoy. And I ain't got shame, that's just me being frank. I invested in myself like a shark, no tank. I made it through the weeds like Nancy, no dank. To the day I get a Grammy saying who I wanna thank. If y'all ain't talking dope, then y'all ain't saying nothing like Maggie. Redefining hip-hop, the tracks are still swaggy. Thought I cooled off, thought you had me, but my lines burn after reading like Bradley. Hate it or love it, but I won't stop till the day that I reach the top. Oh yeah, a legend is what I'll be. I ain't going nowhere, so you can get to know me. I don't care what you have to say, everything is gonna be okay. Yo, if y'all ain't got nowhere to go, just sit back, enjoy the show. Just sit back, enjoy the show. Just sit back, enjoy the show. Stayed around the stew like Dill. Bet I could put you in your place like Phil. Call Miss Keaton, I'm going for the kill. Tim Taylor flows, y'all people know the drill. Or act out of character, yeah, that's American crime. Y'all like Peralta only going 9-9. I give 100%, I got a hunger for the game. Like I 8 to 11, I was made for prime time. Hate it and love it, but I won't stop till the day that I reach the top. Oh yeah, a legend is what I'll be. I ain't going nowhere, so you can get to know me. I don't care what you have to say, everything is gonna be okay. Yo, if y'all ain't
Up, motherfucker.
Hold up, I hope y'all watching this shit.
First round, real
people
quick.
that are in those training rooms with him know how good
Because
he
he
is.
just knocks dudes out real quick in the first round.
Yeah, but now we're gonna get a good. I might fuck with this guy. He just, to me,
They're
I thought he was a con
they're-
artist.
no, they're-
just based off his look.
They're at edge.
Holy shit! What the hell just happened?
What's up, motherfuckers? Welcome to GSR Gonzo'S Sports Room Monday, October 4th, 2021. We had a lot of stuff going on over the weekend. We'll get into that, recap NFL yesterday, talk about some Monday Night Football tonight. Hope everybody's getting off to a good start of their work week. Don't forget, we're live Monday through Friday with Easy Money and Sports Betting Show, 11 a.m. Eastern on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. We're also live every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch with GSR Gonzo Sports Room. You can find GSR Gonzo Sports Room and Easy Money and Sports Betting Show in podcast form on Apple Podcast, Anchor Podcast, Spotify, Google Podcast. Most places you listen to podcasts, you can find us. Check out our merch store, streamlabs.com/Gonzalez Sports/merch. We have a lot of different t-shirts on there, hats, hoodies, beanies. Go check it out. Get yourself some GSR and Easy Money gear. Also, we have a donation page set up at that same link if you'd like to donate to the show to help the show grow. We'd appreciate that as well. You can find that link in our video description, or it is going across the bottom of the screen in the ticker as well. Please check out our YouTube page, hit the like button, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell for notifications so you don't miss anything that's going on. We'd appreciate that. Follow us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all at Gonzo Sports Room. That's where we post all the information about our shows, our picks, our daily picks for Easy Money. Everything gets posted on that page. But all right, let's jump into some sports. All right, Major League Baseball regular season is over. The wild card games are Tuesday and Wednesday. The American League wild card game is on Tuesday. It'll be the Yankees versus the Red Sox, winner go home game. And then on Wednesday, you have the Dodgers and the Cardinals in a winner go home game as well. So there's no baseball tonight. Only real sports that are on tonight is the Monday Night Football game, which is the Oakland Raiders at the Los Angeles Chargers. Should be a good game. The Chargers are, I think, 3-point favorites. I like the Chargers tonight. I think don't get me wrong, Derek Carr's been playing at an MVP level. He has, but I think I think the Chargers have the better defense here. That's mainly the only reason I favor the Chargers over the Raiders. I like the Chargers offense, of course, with Justin Herbert. He's been playing at a high level. But like I said, Derek Carr has too. But I think the Chargers defense is a little bit better than the Raiders. I think the Chargers defense will slow the Raiders down a little bit, where I don't know if the Raiders will be able to slow the Chargers down. It is a division game. So you know how division games are. No matter how good teams are, a lot of times they'll be close games. So I do like the Chargers tonight. That was one of the picks I gave out today on Easy Money and Sports Betting Show was the Chargers at the -3. But that should be a fun game to watch tonight. That's really about the only sports we have on tonight. Like I said, no baseball till Tuesday or Wednesday. There's no college football on tonight. But so that's a little bit of preview tonight. We'll talk a little bit more about that here in a few. All right. All right. Let's recap some of what happened on Sunday here. And before we do that, Saturday, Cincinnati beats Notre Dame. Cincinnati, I think, is now ranked 5th in the nation. If they can run the table the rest of the way, they're going to have a good shot of making the playoff, maybe because some of these Power Five schools are losing. Clemson's not as good as they usually are. This is a year that Cincinnati has a great chance of getting in that college football playoff. It'd be fun to see. All right, NFL action yesterday. Well, that's on Thursday. So yesterday, the first game would be the Titans at the Jets. The Tennessee Titans lost to the New York Jets 27-24 in overtime. Titans had chances to win the game, missed a field goal. Uh, the Jets did look better. Zach Wilson played pretty good yesterday, so I mean that's a plus for Jets fans. Don't get me wrong, I don't think the Jets are going to be competing at a high level this season, but you saw some improvement in Zach Wilson. That's what, if you're a Jets fan, that's what you have to be looking for is improvement in Wilson and see his progression, because you got to face it, it's a rebuild. It's going to be a couple years, but if you see him improving, I mean that gives you hope that he's the guy. I wasn't sold on him coming out of the draft. He did play decent yesterday. I'll give him his credit for that, but the week before he looked terrible. So I mean, we have to see if we can get some consistency where he puts together some good games in a row. But yeah, the Jets pull off a big win, get their first win of the season. I like it as a Colts fan because it helped us, especially with the Colts winning yesterday. It was nice for the Titans to lose. Hopefully the Colts are getting on track. Next game is the Detroit Lions at the Chicago Bears. Matt Nagy finally done something smart. And by me saying Matt Nagy done something smart, that means he let the offensive coordinator call the plays instead of him calling the fucking plays. And Justin Fields looked good yesterday. Bill Lazor called the plays, and he done a great job of getting Fields in positions where he was comfortable. And Fields looked like a totally different quarterback yesterday than what he did last time. And then you get Matt Nagy's dumb ass up here on TV talking about, well, yeah, Lazor done a good job of calling the plays, but he would call them and they'd come through me and I okay him because I'm the head coach, and just basically trying to making sure that he gets all the shine and nobody else, nobody on the coaching staff. It's all about him. That's been my problem with Nagy from the get-go. It's all about him. They've showed that when he doesn't call plays, the offense looks better. But he's still persistent on calling plays. He insists on calling it, and he's not good at it. He's supposed to be this great offensive genius, but he's a terrible play caller. Maybe he can design plays good, but he has no feel for the game. He's just a terrible play caller. Lazor done a great job yesterday. The Lions disappointed me yesterday because they had been competitive the last three games, first three games of the season. They lost, but I really thought they would go in there and beat Chicago. Chicago surprised me. Offense played better, but I didn't know that Nagy was going to fire himself as the offensive coordinator and actually let the offensive coordinator call plays. Fire himself as a play caller, I should say. But the Bears got the win 24-14. Like I said, Justin Fields looked good. Looked like I said, it didn't even look like the same guy that was out there last week. Bears pick up a big win for them. Then you had the Indianapolis Colts at the Miami Dolphins. Colts got a big win. Got that first win of the season. They needed that. Finally scored some touchdowns instead of settling for damn field goals all the time. Colts beat the Dolphins 27-17. Wentz looked better health-wise. He was moving better. I know the Colts are 1-3, but they could very easily be 3-1. I mean, they had a tough schedule, but that's no excuse. They should have won a couple of them, at least won two of them first three games. They had chances to win at least two of them first three. They could very easily be 3-1. People better not sleep on them. They could go on a run. As you can tell, we're big Colts fans around here, so you got to take that for what it's for. But Colts look a lot better, get their first win of the season. Dolphins are struggling. I don't think it matters who the quarterback is, really. I don't think they have their quarterback there. Tua's hurt right now. Brissett, I was hoping he would come in and play a little better, but he did. Uh, I mean, like I said, I think Brissett. I like Brissett. He's a great leader, but I think he's a high level backup. I don't think he's a starting quarterback in the NFL. Okay, next game we had yesterday was the Cleveland Browns at the Minnesota Vikings. Uh, this game surprised me. And when I say this game surprised me, it wasn't about who won the game. It was about how they won. Cleveland won the game 14-7. I thought Cleveland. I couldn't believe Cleveland only managed 14 points against that Vikings defense. Vikings defense that hasn't been playing great this year. But on the other hand, the Browns defense only gave up 7 points. So, I mean, hey, a win's a win. And it's good to know that, hey, your defense can play good enough that if you don't score 30 points a game, or if you don't score 30 points a day, you still have a chance to win. So, in that respect, or that regard, it was a good experience for the Browns, who are a young team, still kind of figuring out how to win. Yeah, they're winning some games this year, but they got to figure out how to deal with the success, deal with winning. And when you can grind out a 14-7 game, that gives you confidence in saying, hey, if we're not at our best or we're not scoring 30 points this game, we still have a chance because our defense can keep us in the game. And that's what the Browns defense did yesterday. Browns beat the Vikings 14-7. Then you had the Washington football team, WFT, at the Atlanta Falcons. This was a wild game. Washington escapes with a 34-30 win. The Falcons their defense isn't very good. Washington's defense, though, they had one of the better defenses in the league last year, and this year it's not even looked remotely close to what they have last year. They were able to grind it out and get a win, much needed win, but they got to fix things on the defensive side of the ball, or they're going to be in for a long damn season. All right, next game is the Houston Texans at the Buffalo Bills. And this was just total domination. I mean, total domination by the Buffalo Bills. They win 40-0. The Texans are just in a tough place right now. They don't have much talent on the team. O'Brien left that team and strapped with the salary cap, especially with the salary cap going down some because of the COVID situation from last season. Texans, and I mean, Deshaun Watson's there, but he's not playing. They ain't been able to work out a trade for him yet. He has all the legal shit going on. I think that new coach, I don't think he's a bad guy. I think he's a good coach. I just think it's a tough situation. But the Bills look good. I mean, they done what they were supposed to do. Go in there and dominate. When you saw that game, that's what you think. You thought the Bills was going to go in there and win by a couple scores, and that's what they did. All right. Then you have the Chiefs at the Eagles. The Chiefs win 42-30, but hey, the Chiefs struggled in this game. The Eagles was in the game for the whole game. The Eagles had chances. The Chiefs' defense has to improve, or they're not going to go back to the Super Bowl. With the way their defense is playing now, if they play that way in the playoffs, they will not make it to the Super Bowl again. Your defense can't give up 30 points a game because you're not going to always be able to score 40 points a game. There's going to be times that you don't score 40 points a game, and you need your defense to get some stops. And right now, the Kansas City defense can't get many stops. Eagles haven't looked bad. Jalen Hurts is still improving. They're better than what I figured they were going to be. Like I said, the Eagles had chances to win that game. They had their chances to win that game, just couldn't get it. Couldn't take advantage of the chances that they had. All right, next game is the Carolina Panthers at the Dallas Cowboys. The Cowboys won this game 36-28. Dak played good. Zeke was running. Uh, Panthers missed Christian McCaffrey for sure. I mean, when you lose your best player, it's going to hurt you. But then they also lost one of their best defensive players, their best corner. Uh, he's a rookie, but he was the best corner. He was out. So not having them two, I was worried about it. Panthers defense just kind of got wore out because the offense just couldn't get a whole lot going early in the game. But then the Panthers made a run, but the Cowboys was able to hold on. Okay, next game is the Seattle Seahawks at the San Francisco 49ers. The Seahawks beat the 49ers 28-21. This was the game that surprised me. I gave out. This was one of the picks I gave out. Of course, I was wrong. 49ers defense have been playing good. Offense has been moving the ball. One thing that did hurt the 49ers, though, was in the first quarter. I think it was first or second quarter. Jimmy Garoppolo left the game with a calf injury. And so Lance had to come in. And I think you never know, but if Jimmy G's playing the whole second half, that could have been a different game. All right. All right, we're going to take a short break, then we're going to come back, finish recapping yesterday's NFL games. Then we'll jump into a few other things. All right. Actually, let's just keep on going. We got the Cardinals and the Rams. Would be the next game. Cardinals won this game 37-20. Kyler Murray had another strong game. He was 24-32 for 268 yards and 2 touchdowns. Arizona's look good. I hear about it every day. The Arizona wins. I keep hearing about it all the time because that's my son's favorite team. So he's gonna let me hear about it. But the Arizona offense just looked good. Even running the ball, they ran the ball well. They threw the ball well. I mean, running the ball, Chase Edmonds had 120 yards on 12 carries. Connor had 50 yards on 18 carries and 2 touchdowns. Kyler Murray had 39 yards on 6 carries. They were able to run the ball. Then receiving, you had A.J. Green had 5 receptions for 67 yards and a touchdown. Hopkins had 4 catches for 67 yards. Williams had 5 catches for 66 yards and a touchdown. And then, the defense is the other thing about the Cardinals. Their defense is tough. And the defense held the Rams, which has been an explosive offense so far this season with Matthew Stafford over there. Their defense held them to 20 points. Stafford was 26 of 41 for 280 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Hello? That's why. Now you should be able to hear me better. Sorry about that. Thanks, Eric, for letting me know. But let me know that. I don't know why that happened like that, but there we go. Hopefully, it wasn't like that earlier because I checked that show. Okay, this was the scene we used yesterday. That's what it was. All right. Sound should be better now. Thanks for letting me know about that. But yeah, Stafford, didn't have a great game. Rams ran the ball decent. Henderson had 14 carries for 89 yards. They just couldn't score touchdowns. They had the 2 touchdowns, But the Cardinals are looking like contenders. I'm not going to lie. I was a little slow about I was a little hesitant with the Cardinals because I wasn't sold on their defense being a top level defense. Just wasn't. Um, but they came up with a big win yesterday. Rams gonna have to defense gonna have to play better too. I mean, Rams defense has looked solid all season. With Aaron Donald, everybody looked pretty dominant. They gave up 37 points, and you can't do that, especially against a team like the Cardinals that are up and running. Team that'll probably be moving up on my NFL power rankings that I give out. We usually do those on Wednesday. Yeah, I'll give out my NFL power rank. Well, I might do it tomorrow during Easy Money. Tomorrow during Easy Money or Wednesday. I'll put out the NFL power rankings for this week. All right, next game we have is the Pittsburgh Steelers at the Green Bay Packers. Was the other next game from yesterday. The Green Bay Packers won this game 27-17. The Steelers are struggling. There's offense struggles to move the ball. They don't have a running game, and Big Ben threw the ball 40 times yesterday. If Ben's throwing the ball 40 times, chances are the Steelers are in trouble. And nothing against him. It's just if you don't get the first downs, your defense gets wore out. You need a running game to help control the clock. Najee Harris had 62 yards on 15 carries. He averaged 4.1 yards a carry. So that wasn't terrible. He did have a touchdown, but that was it. That's all the rushing they had. Like I said, Ben threw the ball. He was 26 of 40 for 232 yards, had one touchdown, one interception. The Packers, the Steelers are struggling. The Packers after looking terrible in week one, and it looking like Aaron Rodgers didn't give a fuck, wasn't going to even try this season. He was just going to finish the season out with Green Bay and then leave. The Packers have looked tough the next three games. I know the Steelers are struggling, but still, the Packers have bounced back. Aaron Rodgers didn't have his best game, but he had a solid game. He was 20 for 36, 248 yards and 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. The rushing attack for Green Bay was solid. A.J. Dillon, 15 carries for 81 yards. Aaron Jones had 15 carries for 48 yards. A.J. Dillon was averaging 5.4 yards a carry. Aaron Rodgers had 3 carries for 2 yards and a touchdown. Receiving, Randall Cobb had a big game. He had 5 catches for 69 yards and 2 touchdowns. He was averaging 13.8 yards a reception. Devontae Adams had 6 for 64. It was receiving-wise, it was a well-balanced attack. Packers look like they're going to be contenders again. Steelers don't. Steelers are not looking like a team that's going to be competing for the playoffs here anytime very soon. They got some things they need to fix on the offensive side of the ball, and I just don't know. Hey, Roethlisberger, one of the better quarterbacks I've watched. I've seen him play a lot against the Colts. He used to kill us back in the day, but he's just not the same guy right now. And I think the Steelers need to make sure they have a plan for next year for him to be moving on. Next game you had was the Ravens at the Broncos. This was a game I was wrong on. I thought the Broncos would win this game. The way the Ravens have been playing compared to the way the Broncos have been playing, I didn't think that I thought the Broncos would come out here. But I also knew realistically that the Broncos hadn't played nobody. They really hadn't played anybody, so I knew that. But I don't know. The way the Broncos defense has been playing and the way Teddy Bridgewater had been playing, I expected more from the Broncos yesterday. Ravens beat the Broncos 23-7. For the Ravens, Lamar Jackson had another solid game. He was 22 of 37 for 316 yards and a touchdown. Uh, had a pretty decent running attack. They ended up with close to 100 yards rushing with that between everybody combined. Jackson had 7 carries for 28 yards. Murray, 18 carries for 59. Marquise Brown had 4 catches for 91 yards and a touchdown. Something Jackson did was he spreaded the ball around. I mean, because Brown had 4 for 91. Proche has 5 for 74. Andrews has 5 for 67. Watkins 4 for 49. Duvernay 3 for 31. I mean, he threw the ball to a lot of different receivers. That keeps the defense off balance because they can't just zone in on one guy. For Denver, Bridgewater was 7 of 16 for 65 yards and a touchdown. Drew Lock was 12 for 21 with 113 yards with no touchdowns, 1 interception. I didn't get to watch this game yesterday. We were broadcasting live from a pro wrestling show yesterday, so I didn't get to see this whole game. So I'm not sure if Bridgewater got hurt or if he was just struggling. They tried to make a change. Gordon had 9 carries for 56 yards. Williams had 7 for 48. They just couldn't score. They just didn't score many points. Which that Ravens defense can be pretty good at times. And then last night you had the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the New England Patriots. Tom Brady made his return to New England for the first time since he left there. Since he left there before last season to go to the Tampa Bay. The Buccaneers pull out a win with a 19-17 victory. The Bucs haven't looked real great their last 2 games. I mean, I know everybody's going to give Belichick credit because he slowed down this Brady and this top-flight offense. But if you think about it, the Bucs didn't play great last week against the Rams when they lost. Tampa Bay was only able to score 19 points with that high-powered offense they have, with all the weapons they have. I think they only scored, 20 the game before that. Their offense hasn't been playing real great the last couple of games. Brady was 22 of 43 for 269 yards. Fournette had 20 carries for 91 yards. Jones had 6 for 25. Receiving, Evans had 7 for 75. Like I said, the ball got spread around a lot. Just couldn't find the end zone. This Tampa Bay offense is struggling to score points. Passing for the Patriots, Mac Jones played a pretty decent game. He was 31 of 40, 270 yards, 2 touchdowns. Did have the one pick. Jacoby Myers threw 2 passes for 45 yards. Their rushing attack they didn't have much of a rushing game at all. Actually, they ran for a total of negative yards. Ran for a total of negative 1 yards. That's crazy. All right. If I'm reading that right, yeah. The New England Patriots offense had a total of 294 yards, 295 passing yards, negative 1 rushing yards. Their yards per play was 5.4. Compared to the Bucs had 380 total yards, 261 passing yards, 119 rushing yards, and they averaged 5.1 yards per play. So this is what I'm saying, where you gotta pay attention to. You just get all the Bucs won. No, look at this. If you look at the New England Patriots ran the ball for a negative 1 yard. The rookie quarterback threw for more yards than Tom Brady. Patriots slightly averaged more yards per play than what the Bucks did, and the Bucks still only won this game by 2 points, and it came down to a field goal, a 56-yard field goal attempt that hit the upright and doinked out. So, to me, that what that tells me is the Bucks might not be as good right now as they were last year, or as everybody expects them to be. Because if you look at that box score, you would have thought the Bucks would have beat them a little worse when a team had worse than 0 rushing yards, negative rushing yards, and the rookie quarterback threw for more yards than Tom Brady. So I think if I'm a Tampa fan, I think I'd be a little concerned about the Buccaneers' offense moving forward, because the last couple weeks they have not looked like the high-powered offense with all those weapons that we thought they would look like. That's all the NFL games for yesterday. Kind of went through there, recapped them all. Tonight you have the Las Vegas Raiders at the Los Angeles Chargers. This should be a heck of a game. Chargers are coming off their win last week against the Chiefs. The Raiders have looked good. Derek Carr is playing at an MVP level. But also Justin Herbert, the second-year quarterback for Morgan for the Chargers, he could be in the MVP conversation as well. Dude's balling. I like the Chargers here. They're 3-point favorites if you're in the sports betting. But yeah, I like the Chargers here. I'll lay the 3 points with the Chargers. And the reason is, I think the Chargers have the better defense, and I think that's what's going to win the Chargers this game is going to be their superiority on the defensive side of the ball. All right, that's all of the NFL scores for yesterday. The picks I gave out on Easy Money today, really about the only sports game there is tonight is the Monday Night Football game. Like I said, I like the Chargers at -3. I also like Darren Waller to have over 68.5 receiving yards. And I like the over the 51.5 in the Monday Night Football game as well. All right. Let's see. All right, before we move on, talk about a couple other things here. Don't forget, you can find Easy Money, a sports betting show, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern, live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. You can also find this show, GSR Gonzo Sports Room, every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. You can find Easy Money, a sports betting show, and GSR Gonzo Sports Room in podcast form on Apple Podcast, Anchor Podcast, Spotify, Google Podcast. Most places you listen to podcasts at, you can find us. Check out our merch store, streamlabs.com/Gonzalez Sports /merch. We have a lot of different things on there, t-shirts, hats, some beanies, some hoodies. Go check out that link at streamlabs.com/Gonzalez Sports /merch. We also have a donation page set up at that same link if you'd like to donate to the show to help the show grow. We'd appreciate that as well. Also, we do have some shirts on hand. I'll get one hung up in here in a few. We have shirts on hand. There are GWR shirts, the Gonzo Wrestling Room shirts. They're $20. If you'd like to get a shirt, one of the ones we have on hand, and that's not through that link, get a hold of me. You can find me on social media at all of the Gonzo Sports Rooms accounts, and Chris D. Gonzalez on Facebook, Chris Gonzalez at Gonzalez Sports on Twitter, and Chris Gonzalez on Instagram. Or, like I said, hit us up on the Gonzo Sports Room social media pages. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all at Gonzo's Sports Room. But we do have some shirts on hand. If you'd like to get you one of them shirts, hit me up, and we'll get one to you. Check out that YouTube page. Yesterday, we streamed live from a pro wrestling show, and at the show here in Muncie, there was a DCCW Harvest Havoc 3, but WWE Hall of Famer Rikishi was there. You also had WWE legend The Boogeyman was there. WWE legend tag team The Head Shrinkers, Samu was there. It was a great show. You can find that show on our YouTube page. Go check it out. Please hit the like button and hit the subscribe button. We'd appreciate it. We had done a show for them a little over a month ago too. That's on there. Check it out. If you're not a pro wrestling fan, there's a lot of other stuff on there. We cover all sports. There's a bunch of we cover a lot of UFC. I've been hot on my UFC picks. I need to check and see how my UFC picks did Saturday because I was up setting up for the wrestling show, getting our equipment set for that, and haven't really got a chance to check on the UFC yet. But I know last week I was 10-3 on UFC. I think this Friday there's the bare knuckle, so I think we'll be live this either Friday or Saturday night with the bare knuckle fighting live watch along. We'll let you guys know about that here real soon. Tom Brady made his return to New England yesterday to get back into talking some sports, and Tampa Bay winning that game yesterday. Now Tom Brady has defeated all 32 teams. Like I said, the Bucs offense, I don't know if it was just me or the Bucs offense, well, it ain't just me because the numbers don't lie, but the Bucs offense has struggled the last couple games. I mean, yeah, they won this game, but they lost last week. They're just, I don't know, they're not looking like the same team offensively yet. But you got to remember, you can't panic because it's exactly how they looked last year. They looked like a middle-of-the-road team from the first half of the season last year, and then all of a sudden they went on a streak and just was on that streak the rest of the way out and rode it out to a Super Bowl. Are they going to be able to find that streak this year? I don't know. I mean, NFC's tough. I mean, there's a lot. AFC's tough too. There's a lot of. I mean, in NFL football, anybody can beat anybody. That's why it can be so hard betting wise, is because you could think a team's a lock that's been just destroying people, and they go in and play a team that's terrible, and somehow that team that's been terrible in all the other games finds a way to win. So you always have to pay attention to that because that does happen. Cowboy. Oh yeah, Cowboy. They're showing Cowboys offense. Cowboys are putting up some numbers on the offensive side of the ball, but is their defense going to be good enough to get them where they want to go? I'm still not sold on the Cowboys yet. I will say this: they look better. They look better right now than what I thought they would. With Dak coming off an injury, I thought it'd take him a little longer to get in his groove. And I was worried about their defense. Their defense, don't get me wrong, their defense still has a long way to go, but it's a lot. I mean, it's elite. It's just like up here compared to the defense last year that was down here. So as long as if that defense keeps improving throughout the season, I hate to say this, but the Cowboys could be a scary team to face in the playoffs. Dallas could be a scary team to face. And on the AFC, I think the Colts could be a scary team to face in the playoffs. Tell you what, AFC is catching up with the NFC too, because the Bengals aren't bad. You have two bad teams and two just garbage teams in the AFC that when you think of them this year, they're just garbage. That's Houston, which is a lot to do with their quarterback situation. And Well, I ain't even gonna say the Jags. I mean, the Jags are showing some flashes. We'll see how they look this game. But yeah. All right, before we get out of here for today, don't forget, check out GSR and Easy Money both on in podcast form on Apple Podcast, Anchor Podcast, Spotify, Google Podcast. Most places you listen to podcasts, you can find us. We're live every day, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. with Easy Money, a sports betting show. Come join us. We're giving out winners. Also, we're live Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 1 p.m. Eastern with GSR Gonzo'S Sports Room. Then we also do a lot of live watch-alongs. We do a lot of live watch-alongs for UFCs. We do some for some football games. So follow us on social media. That's where I post all the information about those and when we're going to do them. You can find us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, all at Gonzo'S Sports Room. So make sure you stay tuned there because we usually, it seems like we do at least one live watch-along a week, sometimes more. I know we're going to be doing one this weekend for the UFC. I want to thank everybody for joining us. Be a friend, tell a friend about us. Please hit the subscribe buttons, the like buttons. If you're watching on Twitch or Facebook, please hit the follow buttons, which I don't think anybody's watching on Facebook right now because for some reason Facebook was having trouble and they wouldn't let me connect to go live. Hopefully that'll be have that fixed for tomorrow. But if you're watching on YouTube, please hit the subscribe button. Hit those like buttons. Hope everybody has a great Monday. Get this week off to a good start. Be safe. And peace. See you guys tomorrow, 11 a.m. Eastern, for Easy Money, a sports betting show. You don't want to miss it. We're giving out winners.
Just sit back, enjoy the show. Just sit back, enjoy the show.
This is Ice-T,
Stone Cold Steve Austin, and
Matty Ice.
This is a cold call.
I convinced NFL teams to turn to cold water washing with Tide.
The NFL, your uniforms get dirty.
Tide can handle it, even in cold. Plus, if fans join in, they can save up to $150 on their energy bill.
Looks like you just made the team, rookie.
Turn to cold with Tide.
And that's the bottom line.
For great savings, buy Tide Hygienic Clean at Target.
Energy savings based on average when switching from hot to cold and non-HE.
When it come down to it, I'ma bet on me. Ain't nobody fuck with me mentally. Talking that shit, you dead to me. Cause I ain't got time for my enemies. Told her come through, get ahead to me. Telling that truth, it'll set you free. I ain't like them, cause I'm all I need. When it come down to it, I'ma bet on me. Let me tell you right now, I'm the realest. Ain't nobody else ever do it like I did it. I ain't really had a competition in a minute. And a lot of other rappers out here flying spirit. I'ma stay consistent, feeling like a man on a mission. Ballin' like I play for the Pistons, but I'm Blake Griffin. I'ma switch cities, doing shows. I be living on the road, going all around the globe. When it come down to it, I'ma never settle. I be trying to get the band demands like it's heavy metal. I'ma put my foot down, keep it on the pedal. Cause nobody ever gave me shit, I had to go and get it. I've been here for a while like a veteran. Been through a lot, but it turned me to a better man. Everything I do is me and myself. Now I gotta be a legend when I put it on a shelf. When it come down to it, I'ma bet on me. Ain't nobody fuck with me mentally. Talking that shit, you dead to me. Cause I ain't got to you. Hey, this an 8-figure mindset. A lot of people want it, but they scared of the progress. I ain't from the projects, but I got my own story that a lot of y'all couldn't ever really process. Did it when nobody would've given me a second. Now they all come around giving me a lesson. If you ain't want it back then, you ain't coming where I'm headed. I've been thinking I'm the greatest, even if nobody said it. I'm a spaz on the beat, ain't nobody that compete. In a whole different league, they ain't never catching me. I'm the only one to be calling shots for the team. If I want it, I'ma get it, there ain't nothing stopping me. Put my own money in, I don't own nobody's shit. Every week dropping hits, I don't ever gotta miss. Put myself on the